So for some reason, some people think it's a disadvantage to be a small freight broker. So they pretend to be something that they're not. They represent themselves as a bigger freight brokerage with access to more resources than they actually have. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about whether or not I believe it's a good idea to kind of fake it until you make it. So come on inside, sit back, relax, and let's get down into the business. So in a world of competition, everybody wants to be a little bit bigger than what they really are. It seems as if being bigger is being better. So everybody is striving to get a little bit bigger. And some people put a whole lot of effort into making it seem that they're bigger than they really are, because they think that this gives them some type of competitive edge, right? And it's all about getting that competitive edge. And let's just face the music. Being a bigger freight brokerage definitely has its advantages. Being bigger means that you're very likely going to earn more revenue. And when you have more revenue, you probably have more resources. And that resources come with time and experience as well. But you're probably going to be able to cover more loads because you have access to more resources. And sometimes you can do that at a greater discount. So there are advantages to being a bigger freight brokerage, but there are advantages to being smaller as well. Let's talk about those. Small freight brokerage advantage number one is that personal edge, right? And I don't think this can be underestimated, especially in today's world where everything is automated. When you call bigger companies, you always, or usually most times, get an automated response. That's just how that works nowadays. But when you call a small freight brokerage, like Alliance Logistics, you'll probably get a voice, a person on the other end of the phone, and that person will probably be the person that's handling your load movement. And even better than that, that person probably will have already met you, because once we get to a certain point, once we have consistent load movement and we see that the relationship is now ready for us to go to the next level, we're going to set up an appointment, set up a meeting to sit down with that customer, because it's quite different to know the person that you're doing business with. That doesn't happen a whole lot in this business. So we want, as a small freight brokerage, to introduce ourselves to our shippers. What is the reason for that? Well, so that they'll know. They'll be able to put a name with the face, but more importantly, we want to position ourselves to get even more freight from this particular shipper, to extend our relationship, because people do business with people that they like. Next, a small freight brokerage like Alliance Logistics will offer a lot of flexibility. We understand that sometimes shipping volumes change, or you may be a seasonal shipper. We're okay with working with those types of shippers. We don't consider smaller shippers or shippers who are not moving large volumes of freight all the time as unworthy of our time. We actually take a real interest in helping to solve our shippers' problems, whatever those problems may be. Last but not least, the attention to detail, the focus that your loads need and deserve. There's a lot that can happen with a load once it picks up until it delivers. What we want to do as a small freight brokerage is pay special attention to your loads. And when something happens with those loads, we want to bring it to your attention as quickly as possible with a solution, so that we can go ahead and make a decision on that particular load and get it out of the way, get that issue solved and out of the way, and then we can move on to the next load. Sometimes when you're working with bigger freight brokerages, they have so many loads that your load is just another load, and it does not get the time, the attention, the focus that it needs. We can deliver on that all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. At the end of the day, what I've learned in this business is there's nothing more important than my word, my truth, being an honest person. And as long as you're honest, being who you are, not trying to inflate, not trying to act like you're something that you're not, I think you'll get the best results in doing just that. You see, because what I've realized is nobody can be Alliance Logistics better than we can be Alliance Logistics. My partner and I, nobody can do that better than us. So as long as we are Alliance Logistics, that doesn't mean that we're not trying to advance and be better and be more professional and offer a better service, because we're definitely trying to do those things every single day. We are just not trying to pretend that we're something that we're not. Because at the end of the day, we are Alliance Logistics, and we believe that's more than enough. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I certainly hope this information has been helpful. If you're interested in learning more about the freight broker business, I'll leave a free link in the description. It's my 5-video series, and it invites you into my office, let you watch me on video as I'm moving loads, talking to shippers and carriers to give you a better understanding of how this business works before you come into it. And then if you're interested in learning more about how we go out and find the shippers that we work with on a daily basis, here is that video right here. So until the next time, I wish you the very best in your life and business. See you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded.